Today, we complete our A to Z movie series as we review Zero Dark 30. Have we saved the best till last? Let's find out on the Late Night Movie Podcast. Welcome back to the Late Night Movie Podcast. I'm your host, Welchy, and joining me tonight, as always, are my co-hosts, Mr. Pop Figures himself, Andy.
Hello, everyone. Happy to be back, and it's definitely not going to be the worst film after last week's one, eh?
And also Mr. 10 out of 10, Stephen.
Yeah, terribly sorry about that. Hello, guys. Yeah, can't believe we're at the end of the 8 of movie reviews. It's quite incredible and excited to talk about the last one on the list, Zero Dark 30.
I wasn't going to make a jokey intro just because of the topics that this film kind of
Yeah.
took about. I was like,
That's what to do.
yeah, I'm just going to avoid it. There's
yeah,
a lot of
that's
sad situations. Before we go into Zero Dark 30, Stephen, do you want to give a very, very quick 1 to 2 minute review of A Haunting in Venice?
You'll be in time.
Because
Just
obviously,
sweet.
me and Andy started this. Did we do this on the gaming podcast, Andy, or on the movie podcast? Because originally, for
We
those that
must
don't
have.
know, we only had a gaming podcast, but me and Andy, well, Andy
Oh,
started becoming
yeah,
more
we used
regular
to do
at
a
that point.
catch up, didn't we?
We did like a little what you've been watching section. I
Yeah,
can't remember if we started it there or just started on the movie podcast. I can't remember.
I can't remember now.
But basically, on the
uh,
A letter, Stephen hadn't started yet, and I think even Bronson, you kind of went off your knowledge of the film.
yeah, because I'd seen Bronson
Yeah.
many times at that point. I
So
came in
you're
for Con Air
Con
was
Air.
the first
See,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
so
I feel
you
like I
never,
should have given a different film for A. Thinking back on it.
we didn't know we were going to get to Z, to be honest. It was like, let's see what we
Yeah,
want to do,
true.
and we've fucking done it. So yeah, Stephen didn't get to do the A film, which is A Haunting in Venice. So give a quick review.
Yeah, so weirdly, I really wanted to see this at the cinema when it came out in 2023. It was one of the rare ones that I missed out on. I think at that time, like, because we were going quite a lot, Andy, I feel like we just missed it, maybe, or I think you went to see it at the cinema, if I
No, I
recall.
booked it in. I didn't have time to, but I don't know if that was when it originally released or they like put it back in cinemas like a year
Yeah,
later or something.
maybe. I know around that time when it came out, there was a lot of other movies. I think that might have been the only reason that I missed out on going to watch it. I mean, what I would say is that, I mean, it's a very average film. It's not bad in any shape or form, but it is so average, it is beyond average. There were parts of it that I did find very, very boring and very predictable. Like for me, I don't tend to get things I do
I'm gonna
get
call
things.
bullshit now straight away. You don't predict anything.
No, wait. What I was going to say is I don't do well at like if there's a twist or working out who the killer is. This film, I got it a mile away. Like about a good sort of 20 minutes in, when they were trying to work out who was behind these mysterious deaths of the supernatural thing, I was like, I reckon it's X for anyone that hasn't seen it. And in that end bit where you work out and when you discover who actually has murdered the child, I was like, well, I knew that. I could see it a mile away. So there wasn't any unpredictability because I know it's based on the Agatha Christie novel,
Yeah.
but I don't know if you guys found it, but there wasn't any sort of twist or anything when I was watching it going, oh, I didn't
Yeah.
see that coming. I
Right
mean,
now, I
the
can't
the
remember who it
act,
was.
well, I won't go into
Yeah,
that for
yeah.
anyone out there that is doing this, but basically, I found it quite predictable. Couple of effective jump scares. I'm surprised that this got a 12 actually, because there's stuff in this film. I was like,
Yeah.
really, a 12-year-old?
Yeah, I think
It
one of the things where you mentioned on our review, and I don't know if you've gone back and listened to it, Stephen, but I think the first thing we said was like turned this on. I thought it was a horror movie. I was like, I
Yeah.
tried not. I was personally not trying to choose a horror movie. The way this film starts, I was like, fucking hell, this is dark.
I mean, to be fair, it is called A Haunted in Venice, so it wasn't going to
Yeah,
be a
but it's not
comedy
that.
based on that title.
No, but it's not like a typical horror film, is it? So
No, it's kind of like sort of, I would say like the B-Tech version of The Woman in Black, where The Woman in Black obviously was like a really effective supernatural horror thriller set in that sort of gothic era type. This kind of is like that, but just nowhere near as effective. I realised that Kenneth Branagh, who was in the lead role, this was his directorial debut. I didn't know that until the very
I
end.
think
The
we might
credits
have mentioned
popped
that in
up.
the review. Yeah, I remember
I
that.
was like, oh, okay. And he's got a really rare ability of being able to do multiple accents. I mean, if you didn't know it was Kenneth Branagh, you wouldn't guess it. Same with Kelly Riley.
Have you seen the other two films?
The
So you've got
Death on the Nile.
the Death on the Nile, which I haven't seen. But
No.
what's the
That's
other
what I
one,
haven't
Andy?
seen.
Murder on the Orient Express.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I've seen that. I've seen Murder on the Orient Express.
Okay, yeah. This is the third film of that trilogy.
Oh, it's a trilogy. Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, we didn't know at the
Yeah.
time. I don't think, or maybe Andy did, but I didn't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean,
There's also a game out now, isn't there? For Murder on the Orient Express. There's a game
Yes,
out.
you're right. Yeah.
I haven't seen Murder. I'm already, if I went back to revisit Murder on the Orient Express, it would then now make sense that I've seen 2 of the 3. But yeah, like as I said, I can't remember what you guys said. Like, did you both really enjoy the film?
I will tell you our scores in a minute.
I'll tell you
your
at the end.
score.
All right. I gave it a solid 6 out of 10.
Okay.
Like
Interesting.
it's average for me.
We both gave it 7.
Oh, okay.
So that has actually changed the leaderboard, which would be interesting. But we'll go over the leaderboard when we get to.
So you both thought it was a decent film. Like
I enjoyed
thought
it.
it was good.
Yeah, I
Okay.
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I like the way.
I like that they had the horror element in it.
Yeah, I like the way it started off the horror element, but then once he went into like full Sherlock mode and started to tell you how they've done everything, I thought it was so like clever in that way.
Do you know the best scene in the movie was when they were all sitting around the table and she was connecting with the spirit. That was the best thing in the movie. That was brilliantly done, and
But I
that
love how he worked out that it was all fake.
Yeah. But the way that was orchestrated, I was like, oh, okay, here we go. And then, but maybe I kind of didn't like that element. Like in my way, it's like either make it horror or go down the detective route. So it just, I was expecting better from it.
Like I wish they leaned in to horror. But
yeah, it just didn't need to. Or if you're going to do that, don't spend too much time on one and then not enough time on the other.
Yeah. Well, I think the thing we might have marked it down for at the end, Welchy, is that they do show sort of like a spirit, don't they? And it's
that's it. So at the end, you're like, was it still some spirit involved?
Yeah, it was like, what's happening?
Yeah, just stick to your guns. Pick one. Pick
if one of those, if I'd gone to the cinema and watched it, I would have come out thinking that was, but I was just expecting so much more from it. Yeah, which is the main reason why I've marked it down.
Well, that leads us on to the other end of the alphabet, Z, where I have picked the final movie, 0 Dark 30. Budget for this movie, anyone want to guess?
20 million.
Okay.
I'll go 30.
It's got quite a big cast.
40.
Yeah, 2 for 2.
Andy actually predicted on Hoppers. Interesting, in the last episode. Box office of 132.
Yeah.
So triple and a bit more. So they've done well, or did well.
Do you guys know of the controversy surrounding the film?
No.
That happened back. So basically, and I remember hearing this at the time, the movie got a lot of trouble because they basically accused the film of glamorizing the torture sequences in the film. It's saying that the film obviously claims that was an effective way of essentially helping them to locate bin Laden, and the people who were behind it came out and said that absolutely wasn't the case. It got so bad, the controversy, that it was nominated for like 5 Academy Awards and it won none of them because the Academy Awards were too scared to give it out. But it was nominated for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Supporting Actor. Should have actually probably won one, if not multiples of those that year, but didn't get anything. They also said that apparently the director Catherine Bigelow may have got sources which she shouldn't have, so that she accessed like CIA files she had new contacts. So there's a lot of people that are not happy with that outcome of the film, especially at the start where it says the motion picture is made based on real events and real conversations. People were saying, well, where did you get those from? So there was, I wonder if you guys know, but there's a lot of
I'm glad they did,
because behind the film.
It made it fucking great, obviously.
I did read about the torture stuff and I thought, well, they're obviously going to come out and say that anyway, even no matter what happens.
Do you know what else?
I have a hunch that actually.
Do you know what else
that probably did happen?
Bigelow's directed?
The Hurt Locker.
The Hurt Locker.
2009? Yeah.
She seems to be in a bag with those kind of films.
Yeah. She with the guy who wrote this wrote The Hurt Locker and then another film that they did in 2017. So they've collaborated 3 times
Okay, cool.
on these war kind of movies. But I mean, I had seen Zero Dark 30. I think I've seen it twice beforehand.
Yeah.
Hadn't seen it for a long time. But I also had seen The Hurt Locker, and if you haven't seen that, highly recommend that.
I've seen
Oh,
that.
yeah, I've
Okay,
seen
yeah.
Yeah, definitely see
great
that a few
film.
times.
Jeremy Renner's a bit up and down for me, but he's good in that.
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes 91, but an audience score of 80, and then a Letterboxd of 3.7, so good all round. For those that don't know what Zero Dark 30 is, I imagine most people do, but I'll quickly read the description on Letterboxd. The greatest manhunt in history. A chronicle of the decade-long hunt for Al-Qaeda terrorist leader Osama bin Laden after the September 2001 attacks and his death at the hands of the Navy SEAL Team 6 in May 2011. Spoiler there, that he dies at the end. I can't believe they put that in the description. I mean, that's the most obvious spoiler ever. Obviously, features in the lead role Jessica Chastain.
Yeah.
Also has Jason Clarke, Kyle Chandler, Jennifer. I'm gonna fuck this pronunciation up. Ella, Eol. I can't pronounce that. Mark Strong, Joel Edgerton, and Chris Pratt, who's in every fucking movie ever made. I put it in my review on Letterboxd. I just put, is Chris Pratt in every movie? Like, he wasn't even in this movie, and at the end he's in there. I'm like, where the fuck do you come from?
You know the that spoiler? That's on par with like saying, "Oh, the Titanic sinks." Yeah, because we didn't know that.
Yeah,
it's right up there.
There was a lot of random cameos from people. Like, as when the film started off, it's like, okay, you've got your main characters, and then as the film went on, it's like you had so many random appearances. I was thinking, oh, that's the guy from Friday Night Lights. That's Stannis Baratheon from Game of Thrones. I'm like, bloody hell, all these people popping out of nowhere.
I even want one more. There was one person in the movie that I've actually even met.
Yes, that's so funny you say that, Stephen, because when in the last episode, Hopper's one, you was talking about someone. I can't remember who he was talking about. He was talking the guy from Doc Martin.
Oh no, Martin Cluesy, from Wuthering Heights.
And when you was talking about that, I was like, I've watched something recently with that guy that you like. And I was like, what the fuck did I watch recently that I've watched? And I was like, I couldn't think of it. And I just realized it was this.
Yeah. And do you know what?
What's his name again?
John Barrowman. I completely forgot, right? But what was really funny is I've been really poorly this weekend, so I normally go back to like the shows of like what I refer to as my comfort shows. And I've been watching a lot of Torchwood this weekend, funny enough. I actually finished an episode of Torchwood and then watched Zero Dark 30. And you have that thing with the sit around the table. I was like,
he's in it for like, what, a minute?
Yes, like John Barrowman, he doesn't say anything, and then he's like has I think like 2 lines.
Yeah.
I was like,
is he one of the 2 people sitting next to like the main boss?
He's James Gandolfini's character, the leader, when they're in that meeting room, and he's basically one of the associates with James Gandolfini's character.
Yeah, I didn't recognize him in the film.
He has that bit in the lift where he goes to her, what do you think of the girl? And he's like, she's pretty fucking smart.
Yeah, she's really smart.
It.
Oh.
And then you never see him again.
Yeah. So strong cast, and it clocks in at about 2.5 hours.
2 hours 37.
37, yeah. So let's find out what we all thought of it. I guess normally what we do is the person who picks a film reviews it first, so I'll go first. I fucking love this movie. Not without its flaws, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. There was multiple times where I could feel my heartbeat really racing.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because I don't know. I've not researched the history, like everything that happened in this time, and everything that has occurred is obviously real and true. I put in inverted comments, but we don't know how much of this is actually true and how much is dramatized and whatnot. We should also say, but there's going to be spoilers in this. Obviously, again, it's true life events. Hopefully, none of this is that spoilery. But if you don't want to be spoiled, it won't be like major plot spoilers. But there's the bit where there's multiple bits that I have had my heart rate racing, and one of them was the bit where the lady is expecting that person to come and meet her. They got an inside man.
Yeah.
And they have to let the guards let him in the car. And I was like,
you
know where the fuck this is going. Like, you know what's going to
happen.
That was
so obvious. Like,
Yeah.
even in real life, there's no way, obviously, especially now they wouldn't, but there's no way any sort of military security setup would allow that to happen.
But I
Like,
wonder,
whether that
did
actually
they?
happened in real
Did
life or
they?
not.
Like, if
Yeah,
that's actually
I
true, it's
feel
fucking
I
crazy.
I feel
they
like
could have
that
been.
might.
Yeah, it might have been true in terms of like they was pretty desperate at that point to try and get
Yeah.
some intel on where Bin Laden was and stuff. So potentially there was like, you know what, we have to take the risk at this point and not scare off this person off because we
I-
need a lead.
Yeah.
So it would be
I
interesting to know.
I felt that like that intensity as well, and then it got even worse as soon as he got out and had the hand in the pocket. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
literally, I can see what's going.
But it's one of those
Well,
where I knew it was going to happen, but I was still like, my heart's
Yeah,
racing. And it's
I
getting
even
quicker. But then I thought the car was going to explode. Then it stopped. I was like, oh, maybe I'm wrong.
yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's when I realized I had watched it before because the main girl, I can't remember her
Jessica
name now.
Chastain. Oh, in the film, you mean?
What? Yeah, what's her name in the film?
Maya.
I need just what Maya. There's a bit where I was like watching it, thinking, okay, I'm recognizing you, and I'm pretty sure you get blown up at some point. And then it showed that part with the car, and I was like, oh, it's not her, it's the other girl. And I was like, yeah, I definitely see.
When she was having those instant messages as well, that's a pure sign of respond when you can. Like you're not responding up.
Yeah.
The other bit that had my sort of like chest beating was even the opening shot when you hear the audio calls from the September 11th attacks.
They're real calls?
Yeah,
they are. And the only reason that I know that they're real calls was I've seen, because I've done not research, but I've always found the whole Al Qaeda sort of story. Interest is not the right word, but like it's an idea of knowing about history and sort of that fascination of how they were able to illustrate not one but multiple attacks. So I've heard videos of like real 911 calls. So they are absolutely 100% genuine, and the fact that it was such a clever move of having a black screen, because I was like, right, can we stop this? It doesn't. It goes on for about 2.5 minutes of these like real calls, which I actually think is an even better way of doing that than actually showing. I mean, I know that loads of movies and TV shows have done dramatizations of the September 11th attacks, but I think that's such a powerful way to kickstart the movie, and harrowing.
It sets the tone
harrowing.
straight away. This is why the whole events are in this movie are happening, is because of these phone calls essentially. It's one hell of a way to open.
You get two lots of those, because then you get the dramatization of the 7/7 attacks in London on the bus, which again I've seen documentaries, and I always thought it was quite clever that they used real media news bulletin reports, which were then sandwiched into the sort of dramatization of the story. So all of that was done sort of brilliantly well, and that director, Catherine Bigelow, she knows how to do tension filled sort of in a masterful way.
Hurt Locker's a perfect example of tension.
I already knew that from Hurt Locker, but again, it's just that same sort of level that we get here in 0:30.
I completely agree. Great intro, great moments like that. The last half an hour of this film is fucking great. It's so intense. Although there's little bits which they probably did happen, but there's little bits which take me out of it. When there's a guy going through the Bin Laden's like final, whatever you want to call it, building, whatever. Compound. That's a great word for it. That's probably the word for it. And he would just shout the names up. So he's going, Usama.
Yeah.
Oh my god! It's like as if he's going to come out. Like, oh yeah, you got me.
Yeah. But he was doing it, obviously, in a way where he's pretending to be one of them, isn't he? Like, he's pretending to be part of them.
I was like, this sounds a bit silly.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to know, like, again, like, is that something they did in real life? Is that a tactic to get them to come out without exposing themselves?
That whole moment, from going there, you can see all the dread on their faces, realizing if this is it, then this is like one of the most important things in history. We could die here, obviously, but the whole thing in the compound was amazingly done. Particularly the kids, because it showed the human element. Like, even though you're killing Osama bin Laden, that is someone's dad still. Do you know what I mean? Like, it still showed that human element.
They're still innocent.
And those kids, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, because obviously I knew the date of when like Osama bin Laden was killed. And I was curious, when it popped up, I think it was May 10th, May 11th. I paused it. I was like, shit, we still got 35 minutes here.
Yeah, it's a long...
So I was like, okay, this is interesting. And I thought it played out kind of really well. Sort of, it wasn't a one tracking shot, but it kind of played under sort of similar to like what Warfare did recently in terms of those
Yeah.
moments of like when it just you kind of want that it to end because it's so tension
Intense.
filled.
Yeah.
The only other thing that made me sort of take myself out maybe just for a moment, could you imagine how awful it'd be they would have gone through all of that, taken like the body back to base, the guy goes up and goes, you got the wrong guy.
Yeah.
Like imagine after all of that kind of stuff. Right. So thankfully they did get the right guy in that base.
I guess everything's, I've said a lot of good things. My issues, I guess, with the film are there are some very dull and slow moments for me where I was like, I'm losing a bit here. Can we get into it? One of the things maybe this is a minor thing. You might say this is bullshit, but I lost track of time in terms of they would each like new moment they'd put a date on the screen, and it wouldn't say how long it had been, and I couldn't remember the last time that was on the screen. I'm not very good at that. Like if it says March 2009 on the one bit, then it takes 20 minutes to get to the next bit. I'm like, okay, now we're in March 2010, but I can't remember where we just was. So like, I don't know if we've gone a week, a month, a year, and I'd liked seeing that, like where it's like a new location or a new title for a chapter and a time where they are. But personally, I would have liked them to say 2 years later and then the date. Do you know what I mean, or whatever it is? There were so many moments, and there was one bit in particular I thought like, I think we've had a pretty big time jump here, and I don't know how big, so I don't know what to think. Like Jessica Chastain's character she left Pakistan to go back because she got shot at, didn't she, in the car?
Yeah, that was an intense moment as well.
Yeah, very good moment, but bad moment. But I don't know. For me, I was just starting to lose track of time. How long have we been in this movie? Are we still a week from the first? What do you call it? Hostage. What did they do to them? Torture them. The first torture scene.
Oh, like the waterboarding. Yeah.
Are we a week from there? Are we 5 years from there? How long? Obviously, this I said it was a decade-long hunt, so I'm guessing this film spans a decade. I would have just liked it a bit better sequencing for me. Maybe I'm alone on that.
No. I definitely agree with you because like I wouldn't be able to tell you how long the jumps were. Like the one thing that I was going to praise it for was in terms of Jessica's character Maya.
She was
like,
unbelievable in this film.
Yeah, she was great actress in this. Her performance, like the way she starts off as almost like shy, sitting in the background, new to the scene almost, and then all of a sudden by the end of the film, obviously she's really involved and completely developed her character's like growth or whatever. But like you say with the jump skips with her character, she went from sort of that sort of person to then almost being in control and in charge of everything. It's like, how far did that just jump from her to be the person almost sitting in the background to then taking lead of it all? So I would agree with you, it would be better.
I can completely like understand and get that perspective. I think I didn't struggle with that, but only because if you know the background of that 10-year story, I kind of could sort of differentiate when things had happened. Like obviously I know exactly when the 7/7 attacks occurred. Also like the other attacks that happened like in Pakistan. So like for me, I didn't find that an issue. But if you are not aware of the source material, then you would be sitting there going, bloody hell, it's like been ages, but like where are we? So
and maybe it's on me to be more like clued in and thinking, okay, now we're in 2010, you know.
But they should really do it for both. So like people like myself that are aware of the story, not a problem. But if you just put like 2 years later and then the
That's all I
date,
need.
Then you're catering for people that are not aware of it. No, absolutely.
It didn't really bother me that I didn't know, but like you say, like so that whole operation took like 10 years from her joining to then killing bin Laden. Like I had no idea that was like a whole 10-year period.
No, exactly. That could have been the year, and I would have been like, okay, that makes sense, but it's not.
Yeah.
Do you know what I also loved? I loved the bits where when basically, because it was Maya's sort of plan that sort of essentially was the pedestal for getting bin Laden terminated. And I love it when she kept going up to the general's like desk and writing on
How
the
long? Yeah.
board, sort of, this is the safe house, and then it got to like 105 days or
Something like that,
something,
yeah.
and then she's like, right, the exclamation marks. So she goes from like this, character that doesn't want to see people get waterboarded to like she is like this force to be reckoned with. And I think that probably also what sort of helped her confidence, where everybody else was different, and that's probably why it took 10 years, because nobody had the clarity or the
Well,
confidence to say,
in in terms of the film, obviously she's not a real person. So when I was
Oh.
researching it, they said her character was based off multiple personnel within different organizations,
Oh.
and they've put them together to do one character for the film. So she's actually not a real person.
The point still stands that there was probably differing throughout the multiple people and also they were limited with the information, so it took that long. So it was a combination of multiple factors as well.
That changes things a bit for me. That's kind of pissed me off, I can't lie.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
it
what, you
wasn't
thought
just
I
one
was a real person?
Yeah, that'd be fucking cool. Imagine being able to say I'm the reason he's gone.
That Bin Laden is dead.
Yeah. No. Well, technically, you could say
Those people are.
obviously you could say like, the personnel behind it were, and I think when I was reading up about it, there's one analyst in particular that gets a lot of credit for it. But also the Navy SEAL who actually shot Bin Laden
yes.
again.
There's a moment where he says, "Do you realize what you've just done?"
Yeah.
And he was more worried about the guy he shot downstairs, because I think he was not an innocent, but you know what I mean.
So the other
Yeah.
cameo, you're the guy that's in the Purge Anarchy. I couldn't even believe he was in the film as well. So the lead in like the Purge Anarchy and Purge Lecture Year, and he
Like
always
2
plays.
seconds.
Yeah, he always plays a soldier. Like, I've not seen that guy play anything other than like this hard man that can just shoot lots of people. So yeah, you were absolutely right earlier about the cameos. There's so many different cameos. Like even like James
Yeah.
Gandolfini pops up for a few scenes and then you never see him again. Mark Strong is the same, because when he popped, I was like, oh shit, Mark Strong. Because when I saw it ages ago, you don't quite remember who actually is in it, but it is sort of a cameo's wet dream in a way.
So I'm gonna give this. I don't know. I've been toying with
Oh, you
this.
can just score now.
I've been toying with a score, and now looking at my ratings, I can't believe I've gone that low on some other films. I'm gonna go with 8 out of 10.
You stuck with it.
8 being great. Yeah, I've given quite a few 8s on the, well, maybe 3 or 4 8s on the A to Z. Of those, it's not the worst 8 out of 10. No, it's probably in the middle of them. It's a phenomenal movie. I think if it was maybe either slightly shorter, got rid of some of the slower bits, or don't know, got rid of those slower bits and put some more action in. I can't, because you can't make action in a true life story, I guess. But
that is big praise. You're giving nearly climbing in an almost 3-hour movie an out of 10, and we know that you don't like the long films, so that's praise.
And it had slow moments. If this was a 3-hour long movie, which is like like the Avatars, which is full of action, it's not full, but you know what I mean. Like that's easier for me to stick
Maybe
with.
not latest one.
Maybe not Avatar 3.
I liked it anyway. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I watch this in parts because that's just how I do these longer films. But yeah, I enjoyed it all the way. I think Jessica Chastain in this is phenomenal. Like so good in this.
It's a travesty that she didn't win an Academy Award.
And if it's because of the controversy, that's a shame.
It is bullshit.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it.
She in?
I think she's in The Martian, right?
She's in The Martian. She's in It Chapter 2. She's the lead in It Chapter 2.
She is. Yeah, she's the ginger girl, but in the future. Yeah.
She's been in loads of stuff.
Yeah, she's.
Google her after, because there's something in particular that I
Interstellar.
recognize her from. I haven't seen that either.
All these great movies we're talking about, Andy. She's in Dark Phoenix, the Marvel film. Madagascar 3, but that won't help you. Mama. Yeah, we've mentioned all the good ones here. There's some other stuff as well.
Okay.
Ava. Lawless.
Oh, the TV show with Tom Hardy.
No, the movie with.
No, there's a movie with Shia LaBeouf.
LaBeouf,
She's great in that. Yeah.
Okay.
I tell you what, she's great in The Martian, because when he's got that 80s jukebox And I just every time I think of her character, because she's responsible
For the
for
music.
sending Matt Damon
Yeah.
off his nut with that music jukebox when he's stuck up in Mars.
So 8 out of 10 from me. What did you guys think? Let's start with Andy.
Yeah, I sort of pretty much agree with sort of all the points that you've made, Welchy. I think because I'd already seen this film before, as I was getting into it, I did start to find it certain parts dragging a bit.
Yeah.
And obviously, with it being a long film, that can be expected, especially with this type of film, where, as you say, it's not going to be sort of full on action throughout the whole film because a lot of it is them sort of showing the intelligence and all the sort of things that they had to do to sort of get to Bin Laden. It obviously wasn't an easy task. So I sort of like the way that you had an idea of potentially how they would have done that and how over the years they gathered intelligence on certain people, all sort of the names they're mentioning, all the things that they're doing to try and get just a tiny bit of link to Bin Laden. So I sort of, I was finding it fascinating that way. I think I probably would have scored this film higher if it was the first time I was watching it, because because it was my second viewing. I felt like those parts pretty felt longer to me even more. But yeah, the film was intense. Obviously, you've got certain parts where you're thinking, well, I was thinking like, I wouldn't want to be traveling around the area, and I can't believe how openly they just like certain places where they just meet so openly. And you have the scene in the hotel where all of a sudden there is an explosion. You're thinking, with everything that you're going on, like you're surely going to be a target, and then obviously that happens, and then you have the scene where she gets shot coming out of the gate, and so at that point I think she almost switched off and thought, I need to be a bit more careful now, because you have that scene when she's talking to the other female character and she's like, I don't go out for dinner, or something like that. But yeah, no, I thought it was very clever the way they've done it. The night vision when they sort of go into the compound, sort of all that side of things. The one thing I did think was a bit silly, and it was like, obviously they have the helicopters going in, and I was thinking like one of those helicopters just crashed and like no one's woke up.
Heard,
like I was
well,
like,
they did. I think they were on a high alert, weren't they? Because they were in their rooms with their guns ready, so they were.
It didn't really feel like they were on
I
high
know what you
alert though,
mean.
but I know there wasn't many people in the compound.
I mean, would if you're Bin Laden, would you have not tried to escape as soon as you heard that helicopter crash?
That's what I thought.
Yeah, that's
Was
what I was
there
thinking.
no?
Like they're trying
Did
to
they
be
not have
really
like an
stealthy.
escape tunnel or something? I feel like Osama bin Laden would have an escape tunnel.
Yeah, especially the way that they're talking about the compound prior to that, like in terms of like the layout of it, it's like the perfect location for him to hide. He's completely out of shot.
And when they were talking about all of the stuff that he had done to make sure that he wasn't getting spotted, although like he was a vile, horrible person, there was that part of me thinking, like,
Very
that's
clever. Yeah.
Like that is incredibly clever.
Yeah.
That is some of the stuff that I wouldn't even had contemplated. So that I'd agree with you. I did find that a bit sort of strange, unless he knew that, or he didn't think that it was going to be like the CIA breaking in. Could it have been something else in that area? I don't know.
But then he would have, if he didn't think it was that, he would have sent someone to investigate. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I agree. It was.
Where you look out the window, don't you?
Did that happen? Do we know? Did they crash the helicopter?
I don't know. I haven't looked into
that could have been a dramatization, couldn't it?
Yeah, potentially. But like,
didn't really serve anything though. Just added to it because it doesn't really
adds
change.
To the stress, doesn't it? You're already stressed, and you feel, he's fucking crashed it.
Yeah.
But you think that adds more to the stress if all of a sudden the compound is then on high alert, and you're thinking, shit, they haven't got an easy.
Just now.
Yeah. Like you expect all the lights to almost go on to be like someone's outside making a noise with the bins type thing. Light on to check what it is. Do you know what I mean? So I did find certain bits like that a bit silly, but yeah. But overall, when they're sort of using the goggles and sort of the way that they're sort of navigating throughout the compound, I thought was very clever. Obviously the performances from the main characters, Jessica's character and the other main guy who you start with, can't remember his real name now, but the one that's obviously doing the torturing at the start. Their performances were good. All the cameos I thought were pretty cool. Obviously this is based on true events, so there's not much more that they can add to it that you think, oh yeah, they could do that to spice it up. So overall, I gave it a 7 out of 10, just one below.
Okay.
But I think if I was watching this for the first time, I think I might be on the same level and gave it an 8 out of 10 because I would have been more fascinated by what was actually
Going
happening.
on, yeah.
Whereas, yeah, because I'd already seen it, I was like, oh, this bit's dragging on. I wanted it to get to the end part now where I know it starts to get good again, like pick up a bit.
Stephen, what did you think?
So I pretty much echo what both of you have stated. I mean, this is probably the third time I've seen this film, but again, the first two times I saw it were many years ago. So again, kind of went into it not remembering large sections of the film. Obviously, knew how it was going to end. But yeah, I think that it's brilliantly portrayed. It's really intense. And there wasn't really any parts that I thought were draggy. That's the only bit that I would disagree with. But then I found all of the conversations really fascinating. And I quite enjoy seeing a plan being sort of put together, those high emotional scenes, those meeting scenes. Yeah, I could understand that maybe there was a bit too many, where maybe you want a bit more of the intense and action. But I'm just so interested in that kind of story that it never felt like a drag for myself. It's just got fantastic performances, really captivating. As I said, Jessica Chastain is absolutely sensational in the lead role. I thought like at the start the waterboarded scenes were really intense and difficult to watch, and very purposely so. And then that final sort of sequence, albeit the few silly moments, I felt that was a real. It was played really well. And it was really like sort of realistic, and I mean, you equate it to sort of. I know it's not a movie, but like some of like the Call of Duty missions that have been inspired by those real life, going from place to place, like the safe house mission.
Yeah.
Sort of, I looked at that sequence and was like, that safe house mission I feel was loosely inspired by not maybe trying to take down Bin Laden, but the whole clearing one roof and making sure that you don't take out civilians. There was a lot of inspiration there. So I thought that obviously the homework had been done, allegedly, maybe not legally, but that's by the by whether Catherine Bigelow broke the rules. And yeah, I think it's a really, really strong piece of work. I suppose you could argue that maybe if it was half an hour shorter, it would be even better. But then I never found it a problem in terms of there wasn't one particular bit that I was like, oh, that should go or that should go. So yeah, really enjoyed it and thought it was a stellar movie.
And a final score on the A to Z series?
Well, it has to be 10 out of 10, surely.
He's joking. It's not. He's
No,
not
it's
going
not.
to.
I was going to say, I mean, you can if you want, but
No, I just want to see your reaction if I give another 10 out of 10. No, I will go higher. I've given it a 9 out of 10. Yeah.
That means officially we had no 10 out of 10s on the A to Z.
Really? Wow.
No 10 out of 10s.
Wow.
The highest we got was a 9. I don't think anyone gave 9.5. No, the highest was a 9.
Do you know what's
Andy,
funny? I've given
Andy, your highest is 8.5. You're a harsh critic.
And what was that? Gone Girl.
Okay.
Whiplash.
What did I give Gone Girl?
8.
Wow,
We'll go
really?
at 8.
So did I. Stephen, you gave. We'll go into it. We'll go into the stats figures in a minute.
I mean, there was probably when I did that joke. I mean, I think Andy knows when I'm lying too well, but like, Welchy, because I've given so many 10 out of 10s, there was part of me thinking, is it?
Maybe. Cool. Well, that does wrap up the.
Joe, I also, if I was here for last week's You Only Live Once, I was thinking I would have pulled a great joke. I would have so said that this is a masterpiece of a movie. And you go, what? And then gone.
So that means A to Z is finished. We are going to, in the second half, I say second half, the second quarter now, because we've gone on quite a while. We're going to go into some stats and figures of all the different things. We're going to give some awards out to Best Actor, Best Actress, stuff like that. But what we will do is quickly run through the final list so everyone knows, and then we're going to reveal what we're doing next on this our new series, basically. So, in first position is Whiplash, the highest rated movie. Joint top. No, sorry, no, it's not joint top. It is top. Second place is Gone Girl. Then it goes. I'm not going to keep saying second, third, fourth. You get the point. Next is Room, and then Zero Dark 30.
Okay.
Nice.
Joint.
Who picked
Joint
Room?
with Room.
I
Andy.
did.
So each of us have got one in the top three, which is
Well, technically,
nice.
I've got 2 because it's joint third.
Okay. Sorry, Welchy.
And then my last 2 picks, it's like last 2 like dashes in quick, get some good
You
ones in.
saved the best for last.
That's a good one.
Well,
Yeah.
as soon as you picked Whiplash in my head, I was like, well, that's probably going to
Yeah.
go to number 1.
After Zero Dark 30, we've got Don't Breathe, then Sinister, then It's What's Inside, Uncut Gems, which is way too low, Final Destination,
Oh,
Old Dads, A Haunting in Venice, Con Air, Escape from Pretoria, Mirrors, Turner and Hooch, Jaws, Bronson, The Quake, Locked In, Never Let Go, Xeno, VHS, Pearl, Kill List, Half Nelson,
That's so funny.
and in last place, You Only Live Once.
that's the shock of the century that coming in at last.
Half
What
Nelson
did
had that title
people-
for so long.
Yeah. Listening to that list, like the only one I feel that's like massively out of place is Old Dads. Like,
And
what did we
Jaws.
rate that?
It does seem very high, Old Dads.
Old Dads seems too high. What did Stephen rate that?
8,
What did we rate it?
6.5.
Okay, that explains a bit of the jump then.
For me, Uncut Gems feels too low. I gave it a 9.
Yeah.
Andy gave it an 8. Stephen gave it a 5.
Well, it's Adam Sandler. He doesn't deserve to be any higher than that.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Anyway, we're going to go into all those kind of figures in
The
a
only other thing I
minute.
would say, Jaws is way too low.
Jaws is also
way,
too low,
way,
you're right, yeah,
way
yeah.
too low. And Pearl, but yeah, whatever.
Pearl is extremely low, to be fair. But we'll go into all that. We are going to announce what we're doing next. I know there's some people that have been really excited to find out what we're doing. So, we are doing, and
Bro.
we might change the name of this. At the moment, the title is called The Wheel of Cinema. So, I need to share my screen so people can see what we're doing. And so Andy and Stephen can see what we're doing. What essentially we are doing is randomly picking movies via using 3 different wheels to select what we're going to watch. That will make more sense when I show you on the screen. Audio listeners, I will explain it. Let me share that to Andy and Stephen first. You can see that, yeah?
Yep.
And
Dun, dun, dun.
people on the podcast will be able to see that very soon. No, that's the wrong one. This one? There we go. Okay. I'm not going to spend too much time making it fit properly, but people get a gist. So,
Oh no, there's fantasy on there. Oh shit.
I'm so glad we
Yes.
haven't got horror on there.
yes, we have. It's at the top.
Joke.
We may add to this if we think of more genres and stuff like that. So the first wheel will be genre. So we're going to spin the wheel. It will pick a genre for us, and we have to find a movie with that genre. So let's start with that before we go into the next one. So spin the wheel.
Oh, I'm going to say adventure.
Oh, don't be fantasy.
Don't be musical. Oh, thank God.
Okay,
Action.
first.
That's a standard one to
That's
start with, right?
Yeah.
Action.
Yeah.
I've got to make sure I don't press remove so it stays there. Okay. So we're going to be watching an action film.
Nice.
We then have to pick a year. And those years, as you can see on the screen, are in bandings. So we've got from 85, I don't want to go much earlier than 1985, all the way to 2025 plus, in case there's a 2026 movie.
Yeah.
It's going to be 15 to 19.
Okay, let's find out. Let's go for a spin. I like this because it's got a sound effect as well, so people will be able to hear that.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, it's nice.
Oh
that.
my God.
Oh,
That's making it
okay.
tough. That limits us
Yeah.
massively. The answer for the audio listeners is 2025. So literally all 2026. We're so limited by that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an action film in 2025 or 2026.
Or 2026.
We haven't already seen as well, technically, probably.
If we can do that, we want to make it new films.
Yeah.
We should also caveat we're going to always try and make it streamable on a service such as Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, or Netflix, or a free trial if we have to, because 1, we don't want to spend all our money, and 2, we want people to be able to play along at home without having to spend all your money. Obviously, you're spending money on services, but most people have those free services. HBO Max comes soon. We need to think about maybe if we're getting that. I don't know if I'm getting that or not. The final,
That's true.
the final wheel is Letterboxd rating.
Oh, please.
So this is an important one because
Yeah.
as video watchers will be able to see, we do have a banding for 0 to 1. So we've got some very bad films potentially on this game, but we've also got 4.5 plus, which would be great. I don't think we're
Yeah.
going to be many
At
that
least
high, but
at least be 2.5 plus, I think.
that's what you want to be. I'll take a 2.5
Oh,
because
no,
some of
like,
those can be good.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I
Anything
mean.
above
Anything
that is good. Yeah.
above that, yeah.
We might not
Definitely.
like it, but it won't be a disaster.
Yeah. Won't be like YOLO.
Yeah, but what we're trying to avoid is the YOLOs of this world.
We will see.
So let's spin. So we're going to do this every time we watch one of these movies, and then
Oh my
Oh
god.
no, it is as well.
What are the chances of that?
well, there you
Our
go.
first one.
I don't think this is going to be doable, guys.
Are we even going to
There-
find
there
a
might be
2025 action film with 0 to 1?
So
as
this
a
is going to
Letterboxd
be
score?
very much a work in progress. We don't know how easy this is going to be to do. We're not going to figure out the film on air because it's going to waste time. We don't know how long it's going to take us to find a film from 2025, which is action, which is rated between 0 and 1. If I didn't mention that already, the audio listeners, we just got 0 and 1. So we're going to do that off air in this break if we can. Again, I think it's going to take too long. So if we can do it quickly, we'll do it off air in the break, come back and tell you what we're watching. If we can't do it that quickly, what we will do is go offline after the podcast and quickly, we'll find one and put it into Discord, and also we'll announce it on the next episode of the Late Night Movie Podcast, so everyone's aware of what we're watching. Because, and it's a work in progress. We're going to figure this out. Once we've got a good system, it should be good to go. But hopefully this is exciting for everyone. It makes it random, keeps it fun. As you can see, a 0 to 1 on our
That was
first fucking
excited up until
one.
the 0 to 1.
We could have a YOLO
Christ.
on our hands already. Who knows? Maybe it's going to be a surprise hit that we all love. So, hopefully that sounds good to everyone. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back to talk about some of the stats and figures of our A to Z series. Welcome back to the Late Night Movie Podcast. We just spent some time looking for a movie which is action in the year 2025 or 2026, rated between 0 and 1. We're not sure we're going to be able to do it. This is the great start to the Wheel of Cinema. We're going to work on it after off air and come back and reveal it on Discord and the next episode. We may have to just, and I think the fairest way of doing this would be, if we can't find one at that score, we go up to the next score. So it'd be 1 to 1.5 or maybe 1.5 to 2 until we find something. So it'll still be a low scoring film to keep it on the funny side of things, rather than, we're not going to change the genre. And I think it's best to probably keep the date as well if we can. So A to Z, back to A to Z series to wrap it up nicely. Andy.
Yes.
Your highest rated was Whiplash at 8.5. You then had 5 movies at 8, being Gone Girl, Room, Sinister, It's What's Inside, and Uncut Gems, in no particular order, obviously. You've got a load of 7.5s, one 7.5, Don't Breathe, a few 7s, a few 6.5s. Let's go down to the more interesting parts. The 5s, you've got Quake, Locked In, Never Let Go, Xeno. They all sound like similar-ish kind of average movies.
They are, yeah.
Then we drop down to 3.
I know,
Jaws.
Disgrace. Absolute disgrace.
No, I loved Jaws as a kid, and watching that again as an adult, it was so boring.
You're on your own there.
You're crazy.
You are on your own there.
Half Nelson, also 3. Then we go down
Sorry,
to...
can we just you put Jaws in the
So
same world as
Half
the half?
Half Nelson was pretty better.
He rated Xeno higher than Jaws.
No way, man.
Yeah, that was better than Jaws.
At 2, you've given Kill List a 2, which we've spoken about many times how much we hated that movie, other than Stephen.
Yeah.
Pearl got a 1, which is one of the most famous parts of this series, is your 1 on Pearl.
Yeah, it's just boring.
And then, of course, 0.5 for You Only Live Once.
I don't think anyone can argue with that. That was the worst film I've ever seen. It
Yeah.
doesn't even deserve a rating. It doesn't deserve to be on the list.
Your average score, Andy, was
Cool.
5.8. So you did not have a great time in this series.
No, I
Um,
blame you guys.
the second highest average is me. So
Oh, I see where this is going.
my highest, I had 3 at 9, being Whiplash, Uncut Gems, and Jaws. I'm very happy with those 3. I consider those 9 out of 10. That's great. My next tier, I had no 8.5s, just goes to 8 with Gone Girl, Room, Zero Dark 30, and Don't Breathe. Oh, and Sinister as well. And It's Once Inside. I gave a lot of 8 out of 10s. Quite a few 7s, 6.5s. Getting down to my lower end, Turner and Hooch and Xeno at 5.
Yeah.
Locked in at 4.5. VHS at 4. I just realized, Andy, you gave that a fucking 6, which is crazy. Half Nelson at 4. Kill List at 2.5. Don't know where that 0.5 came from, to be honest. And obviously, You Only Live Once at 0.5. My average was... No, that's wrong. Oh, okay, it's because I did the sort. My average was 6.37, so call it 6.4. To Andy's 5.8. Stephen, you wasn't much higher than me, so it's not like you're nearly 10. But your highest was 3 at 9. Whiplash, Gone Girl, and Zero Dark 30, obviously today. A few 8s, Room, Don't Breathe, Final Destination, and Old Dads.
Oh my god.
That seems high, Stephen.
I mean, I don't remember gifted it. Like, what did I give it an 8 out of 10 for?
No.
That was the comedy, wasn't it?
It was comedy, and it was good. It's good. It's a good film. It's just not that good.
That's the one with the they go like to the school and they have that massive. Okay.
Yeah. It's
Maybe I was just in a really good mood after watching it. I'm not quite sure whether I'd give it an 8 now compared to some of the other movies on that list, but sure.
You had a bunch in the 7.5 to 6 region. Your lower ones, Uncut Gems at 5. I don't know how we've gone 8 Old Dads to Uncut Gems at 5. That blows my mind.
I'll make it clear, Adam Sandler.
Oh
but
God.
That's it.
On the same level, you got Never Let Go and VHS.
Never Let Go was one of those where I would have rated it a lot higher when I went to see it in the cinema, and then on a second viewing, it wasn't as good. Yeah.
And then Half Nelson at a 3, and that was your second lowest. You then have a massive jump down to 0.5 with You Only Live Once.
Bear in mind that I was the fucker that picked that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're at 6.54 average.
And with the way I know I had loads of other options, honestly, I wish Your Next was on streaming platform, because I reckon that would have been like a solid 7.5 across the board. It's such an underrated horror movie. I was gutted that I couldn't find it anywhere or any trials, because I was banking on being able to select that.
So our average for averaging all of our scores together, we get that's a total, not an average, sorry. Definitely don't want total. We want average
6.2.
6.24. Great maths, Andy. 6.24. Not great work from us, or not great choices from us, I guess I should say.
That's over half, so I mean, it could be worse.
Could be worse. If we take out the outlier being You Only Live Once.
Yeah.
I was going to say it goes down, but that's because it's still counting it as 0 now. Let me move that out. It goes up to 6.5. Not massively, but 0.3, considering it's only one movie, it's caused a 0.3 drop, is quite big. And that moves Andy into the 6 average.
Yeah, I'm blaming Stephen.
No, blame me.
So, before we go, who would you give is your best male actor, from the 26 movies we watched? Andy.
Tom Hardy, Bronson.
Tom Hardy, Bronson. Never mentioned that just now, because obviously it's kind of in the middle for all of us. Bronson got 6.5 from me and Andy, and 6 from Stephen.
yeah. So obviously the film overall wasn't one of the better ones on the list, but in terms of the performance, the only reason it got that score is because Tom Hardy carried it to that
Yeah,
score.
he's unbelievable.
Whereas obviously there's films like Whiplash where the actors, Ralph Fiennes, obviously incredible performance
Ralph
in that.
Fiennes. You
That's
mean
Sue's, isn't it, right?
not
Do you mean J.K.
Whiplash?
Simmons?
J.K. Simmons.
Oh, yeah, sorry, J.K. Simmons.
Very
Yeah, that's because of yeah. Sorry.
You figure 28 years later.
20, yeah, it was 20. J.K.
different
Simmons,
movie.
like, yeah, obviously I could have gone for someone like Rosamund Pike and Gone Girl, again, good movie, but because of Tom Hardy carrying Bronson
That's
to
female
that,
though.
yeah, true. But yeah, you understand what I'm saying. There's
Oh,
so many good performances in
yeah.
films, but the films are also good. Whereas like Bronson only got to that level because of
'Cause
Tom
obviously,
Hardy's
yeah,
performance
good.
as Bronson
Mm.
Yeah.
was outstanding.
Who would you have picked, Stephen?
Oh, that's a tough one because there's a number of really good ones in there. Or like Steve Buscemi in Kong Air. No, because that was that. If I had to pick one of the weirdest
Weirdest ones,
performances,
yeah.
it's Steve Buscemi in Kong Air. I mean, I was leaning probably like towards J.K. Simmons for Whiplash because like I was thinking of like Ben Affleck in Gone Girl, but it's not Ben Affleck who steals the show in that
No.
film. Where I think J.K. Simmons, it's his performance that makes Whiplash one of the best movies on that list by some way. Although I agree, I think Tom Hardy makes Bronson, but Whiplash is on a different level. So yeah, I probably would give it to J.K. Simmons. He won Best Actor for it.
I'm
So
also going J.K. Simmons. He blew my mind
Whoa.
with that performance. Like,
yeah,
one of my favorite
there's
performances
like
ever.
there's like performances, and then there's just sort of you won't see like that often. It will
Yeah.
come around maybe once every 10 to 15 years, and that is one of them. It's Dartling.
My runner-ups would be Tom Hardy and Adam Sandler, Stephen, in Uncut
In
Gems.
Uncut Gems.
The only thing I would say is that people say it's because it's a performance that you don't see from him. I
Mm.
will say like his versatility in that film is great, but even all joking aside, I just didn't see the hype around Uncut Gems. But I
Loved
am
it.
I am a lone voice because I haven't heard anybody else say
Mm.
that everyone lauds that film. So
We should
just
shout
me.
out Ryan Gosling for carrying an awful film, which would have been close
Yeah.
to the Yolo levels, I think,
Yeah.
without Ryan Gosling. Best female. Let's start with Stephen this time.
This is a harder one because I've got Jessica Chastain, Rosamund Pike, also Mia Goth in Pearl because I think she is outrageously good in that film.
Good monologue
So
at the
I'm
end.
trying to work out like which one of those three. It's hard. I feel like I will
Well,
go
Old Dad, Stephen, it's
probably.
one of your favorite films. Old Dad's.
Yeah, but what female character in that would you pick?
None.
I will go with. God, this is horrible to think about. Right, I'll probably say Rosamund Pike, but very, very closely behind will be Mia Goth because I think again, like she co-wrote the script for Pearl, and just some of the sequences in that film. She kills Superman at the end of the day, in a brutal way. But I think Rosamund Pike in Gone Girl absolutely shines. That change about halfway through the movie, and that monologue that she does, I remember the first time having goosebumps. When that change happens
Yeah.
when you realise what's happening in the film. So yeah, I'll go Rosamund Pike.
Andy?
It might be the same. Can you just list off some of the films quickly?
So the higher end films, you've got Whiplash. I don't think there's any females in that film, is there? Oh, there's one, his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gone Girl, Room.
Oh, yeah, actually.
Yeah,
Zero Dark
probably
Miss
30,
Marvel.
Don't Breathe, Sinister, It's What's Inside, Uncut Gems. We'll get into the lesser ones now. Or YOLO.
Yeah, that was incredible performances in that. Maybe the wife from Yellow, like she made that look so real. Can't remember her real name, but I will go for the mum from Room. What's her name?
Brie
It's going to
Larson.
bug
Brie
me.
Larson.
Yeah, Brie Larson. Obviously, yeah. I haven't really seen her in anything else other than Marvel. So her performance in that, again, obviously there wasn't many people in that film, so it wasn't difficult to choose one from that film. But yeah, her performance in terms of what happens in that film, what she goes through, the sort of the change in sort of emotion, the raw emotion from her character. You can really sort of connect to it and feel her pain throughout the film. So yeah, outstanding performance. But easily Rosamund Pike and Gone Girl as well was outstanding in terms of how she switches throughout the film as well.
Big off, no?
Andy was
I
never
like her
going
as an
younger.
actor, and I can't wait for her to see her in the new Star Wars film. But yeah, not involved.
I am going to also go with Brie Larson. I think she's phenomenal in that movie. Very closely followed by Jessica Chastain today on 0.30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again,
Agreed.
and Rosamund Pike as well. Don't get me wrong, but for me, it's more these two. They stand out across these movies like massively for me in terms, and I'd probably argue they're two of my favorite completely, even above the males. I already forgot who I picked for the males.
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons. J.K. Simmons is number one.
I think like J.K. Simmons is probably the best like
Yes.
actor and actress, but I actually think it is the lead ladies that have probably shone
In
more
this
throughout the
A to Z
eight of the
series.
movie reviews. Yeah.
Interesting one to ask you now. Probably the last question we'll go with. So I can work out your best films just looking at the ratings, but I want to know the film that surprised you most in a positive way.
In a positive way, okay.
Yeah.
It'd be too easy if you said it in a negative way. Eh?
Yeah. So I don't mind starting this one. I am going to say It's What's Inside. I just went into it thinking what this is going to be like some bang average rubbish and loved it. I gave it an 8 out of 10. I thought it was really well done. There was twists and turns and a bit confusing at the end, working out who's in whose body and what was going on at the end. But I had such a good time in that movie. So many good moments, funny moments, intense moments. I will say that is my surprise. I like Uncut Gems, Whiplash. I heard so many good things that I was going into it thinking it was going to be good.
Yeah.
And obviously, if we was going to say surprise bad ones, that'd be an easy question. But actually, we'll ask that one after actually because YOLO
I think we
wasn't a
knew it was going
surprise.
to be bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there are other ones. But yeah, for me, It's What's Inside. What about you, Andy?
I pretty would have chose that as well. In terms of being a surprise film, but I'll go for something different. Don't Breathe. I thought that went into that not really knowing too much about it.
Yeah.
Came out of it, had a really good time with it. I thought it was a very cool concept, and the way that they shot some of the scenes, I thought was very clever. And yeah, one of the better films on the list, I'd say.
Probably a male performance, which needs a credit as well. The guy who's playing the blind guy, Avatar guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Stephen Lang.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
Stephen, surprise for you?
That's an interesting one. I'm trying to think about what.
Old Dads?
I can't really pick any movie.
It's already seen every film on this bloody list.
No, I would say I can't really pick any movies that I've selected because I think all of them I'd already seen, so they wasn't really surprising. I will probably go with. I'll probably go with Room.
Okay.
Because I obviously kind of knew the story, but kind of didn't think it was going to live up to sort of the expectation. I can't remember what I gave.
We all gave it 8.
2 out of 10.
We go. But I think it's a solid piece of work, and it really deals with quite a horrendous subject matter in a really like professional and mature way in terms of what's going on. Sometimes those movies can become quite sort of for shock value and completely missing the mark, but this had a brain, and the concept, the plot, and the performance as well from Brie Larson was really strong. So yeah, that definitely did surprise me.
And final one before we go, surprise bad movie. Mine, and let's not pick YOLO because that wasn't surprising. I am going to say Half Nelson. I mean, going into that, looking at the reviews, thinking this could be a banger, and it wasn't. It was so boring. I would definitely say that one for me. Andy, is yours Jaws?
No, it's not going to be Jaws. Well, no, it's not going to be Jaws just because, I don't know. I want to choose Pearl because
yeah.
obviously there's a lot of hype around Pearl. Obviously, Stephen hypes up a lot anyway, just on his own. So they sort of went in with sort of big expectations on that film. Obviously, love me a goth in other things as well. But yeah, just went in and was severely disappointed by how boring it felt when I was watching
You
it.
know
So,
what you need to do? You need to go and watch X because you've seen 2 of the 3 of this trilogy. Watch
and
X and
I
Pearl.
liked either of them. You want me to go watch the third one?
Well, yeah, because
You
I
did
feel
for
like it might
Strangers,
change your
mate. You
mind
did
on
it
the
for
other 2.
Strangers, so you can watch this one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I liked the first one of Strangers, so
Fair
that
enough.
meant I then had to finish it,
Fair enough.
but
hoping the third film would bring it together. I
you
can't
might
watch 2
like
shit films, go watch a third shit film. Do you know what I mean?
you might like the first one, then it makes Pearl and Maxie much better. But no.
Stephen,
Or it'll make me look at them and think they're even worse.
your surprise bad film.
So I'm gonna go with Con Air. And the reason why I'm gonna say Con Air is because I fucking loved Con Air as a kid and as a teenager, and then rewatching it as an adult. There was so many issues with that film. And again, the most awful character out of all 26 movies watched. I know I said it earlier, but Steve Buscemi's character is nothing short of a disgrace. And still to this day, I can't work out why that is there and why we have to spend so much time with such a creepy character. And I love Steve Buscemi.
You
Like,
got the whole world.
yes,
in
no,
your hands, you got the...
it's just so bad. It is so bad. It was sort of that moment on its own is one of the worst moments in the 80s of movie reviews. And yeah, so that to me, I remember thinking, why are we here? And then why are we here again for even longer this time around? So yeah, it's quite sad. It's sort of what like Andy had with Jaws. When you've watched a film and then you rewatch it, sometimes I wish I didn't rewatch Con Air.
Okay, well, there you have it. Before we do go, I do have one listener review for Zero Dark 30, which I should have done in the first half, but we're going to do it now. Big Z wrote in saying, and we've already answered this question, but I don't know if let me start this again. I don't know if that was real phone calls that happened at the beginning with the 9/11, but even after all these years, it still makes your heart sink to think what them people went through and the fear they must have felt. We obviously answered that it was real phone calls. The restaurant bit caught me off guard to actually make me jump, but I actually loved this film. I'm not sure how much of it is actually accurate, but I remember how bad 9/11 was and the bus bombings. This really probably does give you a good look at behind the scenes of stuff which actually happened when this stuff happens and how sad and raw it is, and especially with kids involved too, which we've mentioned as well. For me, this film gets a 9 out of 10. It was a bit slow paced, but it generally didn't bother me. And just want to say a big congratulations to completing the A to Z series. Thank you. And look forward to what is next. He then sent me a picture of the final scene and said, man, what a great film. Good pick from you, Welchy. And I think that this is the highest film he has given on the A to Z. Which, to be fair, I think Big C has done pretty much every movie other than... Oh, no, he did do You Only Live Once.
Yeah, he has done all 26.
I don't think
MVP.
he did Xeno. I think that was the one he didn't do, maybe. There was something he didn't do. I can't remember which one it was, but there was definitely one he didn't do. But yeah, fair play to Big C for doing all these with us. And it'd be interesting to, anyone who's been watching along, let us know your favourite actors, surprising films and everything in the comments, and we'll read them out. As we said, we're doing the Wheel of Cinema. We will reveal the movie we're doing on Discord, but also on the next episode for everyone to be aware of when we're going to review it and where to watch it and all that kind of good stuff. So that does it for today's episode of the Late Night Movie Podcast, and that does it for the A to Z movie series. Let us know what you thought of Zero Dark 30, or let us know what you thought of our A to Z series or the Wheel of Cinema series we're about to do. Drop your thoughts in the comments or tag us on socials at the Late Night Pods. If you enjoyed the episode, please make sure to follow and subscribe wherever you are listening. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next episode. Speaking of which, next time we will be reviewing probably my most hotly anticipated movie of the year, Project Hail Mary. Be aware, I am going to be either extremely happy in the episode or extremely fucking angry. It's not going to be either way. It's going to be, or just mildly bored. Hopefully, I'm extremely happy. Until then, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. I have been your host, Welchy, joined as always by my co-hosts, Andy.
Yeah, thank you as always, guys. It's been a pleasure, and I can't wait for the next episode.
And Stephen.
Yeah, but the pleasure is always, and yeah, can't wait to talk about Project Hail Mary. Can't believe we're get into that release as well.
Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.